Yeah, boy! What up, world? What up, YouTube? And welcome to the premiere of the Generation Rising playlist, or as Jack Black would say,
the premiere.
My name is Ryan Griggs. I am the host of this show. I'm an American who's been living in the UK for the last 12 years. Yes, I do enjoy myself a good cup of tea, or as they would say over here, a cuppa. Yes, I have gotten used to driving on the wrong side of the road, and yes, like most Seattle residents, I am so used to the rain by now that I barely walk out of my house with an umbrella. If by some strange reason you know who I am, it's probably as one half of rap group Social Beingz, or shout out to the old school homies out there who remember a band that I was in called 1224. If not, welcome to the show. It is nice to meet you. Now, not only have I been performing for the last 10 years all around the world, I am a huge fan of music. I absolutely love it. And that brings me to the reason why we're making this playlist right here. This playlist right here is about discovering the creative evangelist. It's where music and mission collide. This playlist is all about spotlighting those songs, those artists, those bands who use the gospel of Jesus to drive their musical creativity. It's gonna be amazing. At times, we're gonna analyze, we'll critique, we'll champion, we'll encourage. The truth is, I'm hoping this playlist will inspire you to use your voice like so many before you and become a part of the next generation of creative evangelists. And listen, if that's you, we need to connect, so make sure you stick around to the end of the video where I'm gonna point you in the right direction. That being said, this video is brought to you by The Message Trust, a charity which has put together more than a dozen bands, released over 40 albums throughout the last 30 years, so it seems only fitting and right that we start our first playlist right here at the HQ. Now, I've asked Andy Hawthorne, the CEO of The Message Trust and one of the founding members of the Worldwide Message Tribe, the band where it all began, what his top 5 best songs to come out of The Message are. And his choices might surprise you, so make sure you stick around the end if you want to find out what they are. But before we hear those, I want to hit you guys with my top 5 best songs to ever come out of The Message Trust. So, without any further ado, I got some treats for your audibles. Let's kick off the playlist at number 5.
Number 5.
Every battle life is in Jesus' name. Guess what? I win. Turn up in the
New Kids on the Block, OTC, are bringing a much-needed fusion of Afrobeat and UK rap. Already making waves, their release of I Win has been played on UK radio, BBC introducing Manchester. And with upfront lyrics like, every battle I face in Jesus' name, guess what, I win. For me, this totally flies in the face of the idea that radio will never play Christian content. The music industry seems to have had a much-needed shift in perspective from the days of Kanye West and Jesus Walks. There isn't a whole lot to say about OTC's accolades, but this song is exactly what this playlist is all about. And if this is a taster of OTC's musical delivery, then I think we can all get excited for more unapologetic, gospel-driven music with every future release.
Number 4.
This feels a little bit like a cheeky pick, even for me, as I am one of the members of 1224. However, we did find our origins through the work of the Worldwide Message Tribe, and 1224 formed through the Creative Evangelist Academy that they set up after they had finished. The answer was a song that we specifically wrote for the purpose of performing at live shows just before we were going to preach the gospel and provoke people into a response. For me, lyrically, it's like the perfect combination, blending raw, real-life testimony, which you find in verse 1, complemented with Josh's poetic retelling of the sacrifice of Jesus on the cross in verse 2, with a chorus that makes me want to punch my fist in the air, and a clear message that when it comes to purpose and what life is really all about for us, the answer is Jesus. I can remember so many times performing this song and it being a pivotal moment for people encountering Jesus for the first time.
Number 3.
In the middle of a pop, rap, dance heavy playlist that you probably would expect from most bands finding their origins at The Message Trust, we come to somewhat of a wild card. Horizon is a heavy rock song that breaks the mold and stands on its own, with an incredibly powerful message clearly echoing stories from the Bible like the prodigal son and verses like Psalm 139. Amongst Wolves reminds us the lesson found in the name Emmanuel. that God is with us. And just like the Middle Age says, you are not alone. I absolutely love this song. I love Amongst Wolves. I think they're amazing. And if I can suggest, check out their song Defender as well. It will not disappoint.
Number 2.
There's a very fine line to walk in taking an old gospel hymn and turning it into a modern pop hit. And a pop hit this did become. Released in September of 2010, This Little Light became LZ7's first UK top 40. Coming in at number 26 in the UK charts and heard by millions of people, this song embodied the message of putting the light of Jesus on a stand and illuminating a city. Linz and LZ7 have gone on to gain a second top 40 with anti-trafficking song 27 Million, which is a collaboration between LZ7 and world-renowned worship artist Matt Redman. Still to this day, LZ7 are one of the front runners of creative evangelism to the masses.
Number 1.
Jumping in the house of God, jump up, jump in the house, jumping in the house of God, jumping in the house of God, jump.
A couple of Yorkshiremen and a Mancunian walk into a room. That might sound like the start of a bad joke, but to their credit, Yorkshire rap group HOG, an acronym for House of God, and Worldwide Message Tribe producer Zark Porter came together to create a song that really epitomizes what happens when music and mission collide, garnering probably the most worldwide attention of any song that's ever come out of the Message Trust. The Worldwide Message Tribe in their career won 3 Dove Awards, one for this very song, awarding it the Best Rap Hip Hop Song of the Year. In 1996, throughout Europe, the Worldwide Message Tribe regularly had students singing, or I should probably say screaming the lyrical refrain, "Who's in the house? God's in the house." Band frontman and Message Trust CEO Andy Hawthorne can still be heard saying, "If God can use a bunch of dummies like us to reach people for the gospel, then he can use anybody." So there you have it, my top 5 best songs that come out of the Message Trust. Obviously, it wouldn't be right to leave you guys before sharing the top 5 Message songs picked by the man himself, none other than the heavyfoot, Mr. Andy Hawthorne. See, I was intrigued when we messaged him asking what his top 5 songs that bands released from the Message that really carried the Message DNA. Some of them may or may not surprise you, like this first one definitely surprised me. Andy's number 5 pick is Discrepancy by Soulbox. For me, a surprising but, quite frankly, a plausible choice. At number 4, his choice definitely humbled me as he picked my former group 1224 song Higher, so thank you for that one. At number 3, we have a song that I flippin' love, and that is The General by LZ7, co-written and featuring another legend in the game, Sammy G. Those who know. This is a song about William Booth, the leader of the Salvation Army movement, and a huge influence on Andy and the work of the Message Trust, so this pick makes a lot of sense to me. The number 2 pick for Andy on the Generation Rising playlist is none other than the Tribe's classic song and my inspiration for this show, Generation Rising. Now, did I influence this choice by calling this show the Generation Rising playlist? I'm not saying I got that kind of power over a man, but you know. Or did he just choose it because it's an absolute Message classic and it's a banger of a tune? I think I'll leave that one with you. Finally, at number 1, it's the only song that we both had in common, and no surprise here, it is Jumping in the House of God by the Worldwide Message Tribe. Arguably the biggest, the most influential song to come out of the Message Trust, and it's one of those songs that really launched the influence of the Worldwide Message Tribe into just a completely different stratosphere. So there you have it, the Generation Rising playlist, top 5 best songs to come from the Message Trust. Do you agree with our choices? Are you team Andy? Are you team Ryan? Do you think we both completely missed out some amazing songs? What would you have picked? I want to know what you guys think. Make sure you comment below. Tell us what songs we missed. Tell us what songs we reminded you of. Tell us what songs we were way off on. Let us know what you guys have to say. Also, if you guys have any songs or artists that you think we should be listening to feature on this playlist in the future, then email us at grp@message.org.uk. Finally, and most importantly, if you are a creative evangelist yourself, then we need to get in touch with you. We've got so many resources and networks that we want to connect you with to develop you and your gifting. So make sure you reach out to us, email us. Our email is grp@message.org.uk and put next gen in the subject and we'll get right back to you. Thank you so much for watching. I am your host, Ryan Griggs. Catch us next time for more sounds of the Generation Rising.